Let's take the next position up the neck for this progression, E minor, C, and D. Here is your E minor form, it's the E minor chord with the G minor form. The pentatonic that's associated with that would be the third string root pentatonic. Then we need a C chord. That would be with the D form, second string root pentatonic is assigned to that. Then I need the D chord. My E form is what I'm using. I have the fourth string root pentatonic for that. That covers that area. I'll play briefly over the track. Double stops coming out of the pentatonics. I'm just going to spend a couple seconds on each track, or each time. The next area up the neck, we've gone from the G minor form in our EDCAG series. Now we'll be on the E minor form, sixth string root, and it's the E minor form, E minor chord. You probably don't even have to think about this. You know that that sixth string root pentatonic resides over that chord. Now I want to point out the degree with which you know that, and most beginning players learn that really well right off the bat. It's a quick, easy connection. Let that be the standard by which you want to see everything else. It's very important. Get everything on a level playing field as far as information. Study your weaknesses, not your strengths. End of sermon. Okay, you got the sixth string root pentatonic for the E minor. Our next chord is a C chord. You would be playing the C form. That would be the fifth string root pentatonic. Then we need a D chord. So you would be playing the D form, second string root pentatonic. I'll go to overdrive. We'll do a lead thing on this. See how it works? Real quick and easy, not a problem. Let's go to the next area. I'm going to jump down because it's getting kind of tight up here. After the sixth string root, E minor form, our next chord form for E minor would be the D minor form. That's a fourth string root. Likewise, we would have a fourth string root E minor pentatonic scale. Then I need a C chord. I go to the A form. That's the third string root pentatonic. Then I go to a D chord. That's the fifth string root pentatonic. Play over the track. Now I want to point out what I just did. Did you hear that little motif over and over again? I'm playing the notes out of my key of G. I'm in a G major scale, scale form 7, so I have an E minor arpeggio right there. There's my E minor pentatonic scale. I'm connecting the dots, getting extra notes from the major scale. You see how it's coming right out of the arpeggio? I'm just adding the 9. Then I want to keep some continuity. I know that my next chord is a C chord. Well, here's my arpeggio. And by the way, E minor is a third higher than C. That's why we have this connection. Do you see how instead of going to the B, that wouldn't be the root of the C chord, it'd be kind of weak, so I go to the C note. Then I go to a D chord. A lot of different lines you could play, but do you see I have that common thread? And that's very important when you're looking for a part in a tune, especially in rhythm guitar. You can't just play something different every measure. That covers that area. Let's go to our next area. For the E minor chord, we're using the C minor form. That gives us the second string root pentatonic. Our C chord would be with the G form. That's the sixth string root pentatonic. Then we have the D chord, which will be the third string root pentatonic. That was the A form. I know I'm going fast here, but time for you to catch up. See, you don't have to play fast, you don't have to play busy, you don't have to play overdriven, you can play sweet and pretty and hit the right notes. Great concept. And then we're back over here to the E minor where we started. So do you see how you cover those 5 areas utilizing the CAGED system and the EDCAG system? I hope this will present some information. It'll break this neck up because it can be a bit confusing to assimilate all the information. Go through these positions as I've preached 3 or 4 or 5 times before in this entire series. Spend some time on a progression and preferably like I said, I came up with these last two progressions based on student input. I said, what do you guys want? What's going to serve you? We covered the 1-4-5, the 6-4-5 progressions. Take numerical progressions that are diatonic in nature, they're coming from the major scale. Learn them, and then every time you play a song, analyze a song, and you'll be amazed how you'll see these same patterns occurring. And if you have prepared yourself well, you will automatically know how to handle a series of common chord changes, no matter what key they're in, because you've got all these positions that are always steadfast, and nothing really changes. It's just the names of the notes, the numbers are all the same, and the sounds are all the same. And remember, in closing, I don't want this to be a rhythm guitar lesson or a lead guitar lesson. You don't ask a piano player whether he plays lead or rhythm. Learn this information and weave between both ends of the spectrum and be a complete guitarist. Enjoy this.